Hi everybody, this is Alchemist2 and I'm back again with another series review. I just recently watched the latest episode of Orphan Black. It was called The Scandal of Altruism, and we've known in the past that Kendall, the original, had leukemia, and of course the head of Leda with her baseline castor, that would be Ira, the original castor, I should say. They're living together as Adam and Eve, so to speak. The perfect idyllic life. And it looks like a case of Oedipus complex gone horribly, horribly wrong. Anyway, but who am I to judge? The head of Leda is actually able to come and extract the baseline that she needs, and and Brightborn's CEO tells Cosima that she doesn't have a lot of time, and she gave her the research, and then something really tragic actually happens with that research, and it just is so heartbreaking. And then we figure out what happened with Delphine too, and I had a feeling that Delphine died, and actually Crystal was the one who saw her get shot on sight. And when she tells Felix and Arthur this, they look completely flummoxed, and they have no words. And I thought, oh my God, Cosima, she's gonna be completely heartbroken. And she was just bawling her eyes out. I cried at that scene, and it got to me, and I had a feeling that that's what occurred. So she's no longer the head of Dyad. And Beth had come so far ahead with the intel that she had gathered, posing as Crystal, and it's so intricate and meticulous and well woven that you really have to stay on your toes and figuring out who holds the upper hand. And then you realize nobody holds the upper hand, because what happens to Kendall, I thought, actually really, really ticked me off. And I usually don't get ticked off, but I just had a feeling that it would come to that, and I thought, why? Yeah, you got what you wanted. Yeah, and that's what happened. That they figured, oh, she's obsolete, and the head of Brightborn was speaking to Cosima in a very patronistic tone and very condescending. I just wanted to backhand her. She said, clones are obsolete. I thought, she's a human being! I mean, how dare you speak to her that way? It was just, ugh. And yeah, there were a lot of things in this episode that really made me irate, but it was a sensational episode nonetheless. And we got to see a playback of Mika and why Beth said what she did. I thought, that's the reason it didn't really go into that in previous episodes. She said, don't follow me, but watch after my sisters. I thought, yeah, that's why she would have said that. It makes complete sense. And Beth finally gets the nanobot removed, and it was a very dicey operation, because it was almost going to leak toxin, but Cosima was there for her extracting it, and she put a piece of gauze on it right away to plug it, and they remove it very slowly from her jaw, and she was perfectly fine. But, of course, she was freaking out the whole time. And the only funny thing about this episode was the the reunion between Crystal and Felix. And, of course, Arthur said, are you certain? I mean, do you have this? Do you really think that you're confident about this? And, of course, they had said, oh, Felix has a way with her. Well, yeah, he did have a way with her the first time they met. And saying that she wasn't alone, and that she was going to be with her, and he would support her. And interestingly enough, she's just completely whacked out, because she feels extremely paranoid after everything that she's gone through, and rightfully so. it she gives Felix a face full of mace when he approaches her, and he's like, "Oh God!" I felt so sorry for him. And she said, "Oh, I've got some bacitracin in my purse if you need." It's like, "No, nothing more from your purse, thank you." I don't doubt it, and I understand how you feel. But it was just a very comical exchange between the two, and you just really felt for Felix, the poor guy. I mean, his eyes were swollen from the mace, and he was trying to get all of it out of his system. And later on in the episode, they find Ira, and they were wondering if Ira would have betrayed the head of Leda, but he overdosed, and then he was taken to the hospital to have his stomach pumped, and he was doing fine. I'm curious as to what his role is going to be, if he is going to kill himself later on, because he doesn't feel like he has any purpose anymore because of his sickness. And Cosima, it's going to be difficult for her too without Delphine, because she wouldn't have been able to do her research without her, and she states that she was integral in that process, and now she's gone, and it rips your heart out. It almost makes me want to cry again. But oh my word, this episode was just absolutely, it was quite the rush. It was extreme. It really was. I mean, I have seen many Orphan Black episodes, but this was probably the most extreme one I've seen. But it was great. I mean, it was absolutely phenomenally stellar and cosmic, and I can't wait for the next episode. I'm excited. They killed off one of my favorite characters so far, and I hated that, but I knew why they did. It made me angry, but well, that's just the cutthroat way of Orphan Black. And that's all I have to say about this particular episode. But until next time, live long and prosper. Ciao tutti.